guys, welcome back to the WODdoc Project 365, episode 955. Guys, if you're following along on YouTube, please jump on over to WODdoc.com. Check out all of our full-length videos. That's where we house them. So today's funny story, on my travels, got stuck in Boston, but lucky for me, I have some good friends out here. And my good friend Dr. Tim from Boston Health and Performance is going to help us out with today's episode. I figured since I'm stuck in a snowstorm, why not talk about the abilities to shovel snow and how we can prepare for them as an athletic activity. Because let's face it, we're moving some type of weight in an athletic environment. We think that it's a common day activity, but listen, this is an athletic event, right? So why not prepare for it just like any other athletic event? So we need to have some type of warm-up, and we need to have some type of technique. I'm going to cover the warm-up. Dr. Tim's going to talk about the technique. So if I have a shovel in front of me, the first thing that I want to think about is how can I hip hinge, right? Because we want to be able to keep our torso, I want to be able to keep it organized and at the same time bend through my hips. So what I mean by that is that my nipple line and my belly button line never collapse together or spread apart. Rather, whatever place that I start at, that's where they stay at. So my nipple line, if I was to keep that sucker there, nipple line and belly button line stay together. I can use the shovel to assist me with this, right? Put my hands out in front of the shovel. I'm going to do a 15 rep warm-up. Hands out in front of the shovel, whatever shovel length that is or height that is. And all I'm going to do is push my butt back, and I'm going to keep that organized spine, and I'm going to be able to feel a little bit of tension build up and a little bit of stretch throughout the lat and that whole back complex. But at the same time, I'm warming up my hips, right? So I'm going to do 5 repetitions where I hip hinge as far as I can while Skylar watches, right? As far as I can. I'm going to push back my butt away from the shovel, push the shovel away from me. When I finish with that, I'm going to move to either the 9 o'clock or the 3 o'clock position. I don't care which one you guys do first, but here's the procedure that we're going to do. The far hand grabs the shovel handle. The close hand pushes the shovel handle away. I'm going to continue to do those hip hinges, but now as I hip hinge, it makes me open my torso up, right? So I'm going to get some of that twisting action. However, my spine is unloaded, so it's a safe position to be in. Okay, 5 repetitions here. I go ahead and do that same thing over again. Controlled movement. Switch that to the opposite side. So if I started at 9 o'clock, in this case for me, I'm going to 3 o'clock. Far hand goes onto the shovel handle. Close hand pushes the shovel handle away. Hip hinge away. As I push myself down farther, I'm going to get more rotation in the spine, but I'm going to keep my spine organized. That's a big thing that we want to talk about right here. Dr. Tim's going to talk about techniques of shoveling.
Sure thing. All right, so now that we're getting loose, we're going to put some of that stuff into practical use here. So we're going to take a nice staggered feet spread apart stance. We're going to try to get our center of mass as close to the weight that we're about to pick up as possible to reduce the loads on the spine. Once we have that weight, again, we're going to keep our lats engaged. We're going to keep this load nice and close to us. We're going to shift our hips in the direction that we're going to get rid of it so we're not twisting the spine. We're not going to let the weight get too far out in front of us because that's going to cause sort of a shearing action on the spine and put a lot of pressure on the disc. And then we're going to release.
I got you. So the thing that I like here, right, is 2 things, right? A lot of us will be able to lift and twist at the same time, but whenever we're bending and twisting, this is going to put a lot of shear pressure on our spine, right? The second thing that I like that Dr. Tim talked about is that he keeps the load very close to him. That's going to reduce the amount of pressure that, or how much weight you actually feel, right?
Sure.
Same thing with like deadlifting. If we try to deadlift with the weight way out in front of us, very difficult. We want to get it close to our shins. Same thing with the weight that we're using when we talk about the snow shovel. We keep it as close as we can to take advantage of that mechanically before we go ahead and throw it. The last thing, and I think the point that Dr. Tim talked about so much, is that when he goes ahead, he's lifting this up in a linear fashion. He's twisting his hips towards the direction that he goes. So my hip and my shoulder always kind of stay together rather than creating this type of action, right?
You got it.
Cool. Awesome. Any other tips?
I think that's it. That's all I got.
Enjoy the snow, guys. Any questions, comments, please post them below. We'll get at you with those. And as always, guys, until tomorrow, we're optimizing function to optimize performance. Thank you so much.
You got it, bud.